my king.
Stop it.
The Black Panther lives.
A war is coming.
That's damn calm.
Watch me do my
I hope you're ready, bro.
Cause I'm just getting started. Let's have some fun.
You show off.
They don't wanna see me get into the shit. They just wanna see me swimming in the don't drown on ground with it in your head. They don't want one free
I want your weapons. Your secrets. It's all mine now.
This time, as you see, I'm trying to shoot a video about some new pickups, but the animal kingdom has invaded, and I cannot really. You see here the mayhem. The Black Panther has entered the scene along with his companion. Look at this. Look at this. It's the Wakanda Revolution. Okay, what's this video about? It's about some cool stuff that I've been given, but by George, mainly, my very good friend and my benefactor, the guy that has given me so much, and I enjoy his company and our talks about gaming. So here you see his latest gift, a Sega Mega Drive, you know, the second more compact edition, along with the cartridge of NBA Live 96 and you know, the classic gamepad and the RF adapter here and the original power supply. And most impressive is this one here. It's a USB arcade fighting stick, which is excellent for fighting titles. It's really heavy duty with real arcade micro switch stick and buttons, and also buttons for player selection. It's perfect for MAME emulators to connect to your PC. And then you have, Mayhem. Now this one here is even more impressive for its retro value, because it is one of the better and the most famous joysticks of the 16-bit era here in Greece. It's impressively made arcade joystick for the 16-bit systems, mainly the Amiga and the Atari ST, and it's made by a legendary company here in Greece named Anerousis Control. In the vein of the Pac-Man and Tomahawk joysticks, this Starfighter SF2000 is, I think, leaves behind many of the more popular joysticks like Competition Pro and the best Quickshot variants. So yes, it's a classic 9-pin joystick, and it can accommodate many systems. George has also given me this very nifty pair of Logitech speakers. They are perfect for oldest systems. Here is the power adapter. They are the Z130 model, and they can also There's support for your headphones. There's the on-offs and volume switch. Yeah, and they're perfect for your old 8-bit systems and well, other various consoles, desktop and handheld consoles. And George has also given me this black Game Boy Advanced, which is accompanied by a multi-card this super card. It's an EverDrive type cartridge, which contains about a dozen of games. It can take hundreds of Game Boy Advanced games here in this mini SD card. So a couple of weeks after George had given me these wonderful gifts, there was another guy that put for sale some retro stuff on the local retro forum, and he sold me an Atari 520 ST, and he also had a cable that linked the Game Boy Advanced with the GameCube, which allows you to use your handheld as a controller for the GameCube. And yeah, look at this mess. And so, not only did he give me the link for $10, but he also gave me his old Game Boy Advance, which is fully functional, and the only missing part is the cover for the batteries. And he also gave me this small collection of retro compilations for the GBA, old arcade hits like this one, Marble Madness and Klax, Pong, Asteroids, and Yard's Revenge. I mean, if these are not classics, then I don't know what is. Gauntlet and Rampart, Centipede, Breakout, Warlords, and finally Millipede, Super Breakout, and what's this one? Lunar Lander. And they are all, complete with their manuals and stuff. It's in excellent condition. I mean, this is Inception's retro inside retro, so you can't be more retro than that. I don't think so. So that's it for the consoles. And also George gave me a Socket 7 motherboard for the which accommodates this type of CPUs. These are all three of them. They are from AMD. AMD X4 120 was particularly a very popular processor that was even faster than the first generation of Intel Pentiums. Also, there are some sticks of RAM here, and this would make a perfect DOS and Windows 95 system. And finally, a few game pickups. This is I got this, I think, for $10 or for 15. Yeah, for $15. It's Bayonetta 2. I think it contains also the first Bayonetta, but I don't know if it's physical or it's a download, a digital download. Well, that's redundant, it's a download. If it's a download, it's digital. Anyway, this is the only game that I cared about for the Wii U. I don't have a Wii U console, but at least I have a game for the system. Maybe someday I will emulate this on the PC, but I like to have this in my collection. And also I got these truly retro games, this is one of the most famous graphic text adventures from the early to mid 80s. It's The Pawn by Rainbird, and Magnetic Scrolls was distributed by Rainbird and developed by Magnetic Scrolls. It's this version here is for we have the Black Panther again. This particular version is for the Atari 8-bit systems, the 800 XL and the 120 XE. It comes in two 5¼ inch floppies. You have the manual here, which is actually a small fantasy novel, along with some hints and a map of the territory in which you play the game. You see, it was the game was actually designed for cassette tapes, but whatever. So I attempted to play this back in the day on an IBM PC. It was one of the first games that supported EGA graphics, and but I wanted to have this copy, this physical copy, because it is one of the classic text adventures. Okay, the last game is Colonel's Bequest by Sierra Online, a graphics adventure, a mystery adventure, made in 1989. This is the Atari ST version, and I always wanted to have this game. I played this on my Amstrad 1512 in 1989, but it was a pirated copy, and it had the last diskette was defective, and I couldn't finish the adventure. So about a few years ago, I played through the adventure on Scam VM, but I always wanted to get a physical copy, and so I found a rather good deal from a local seller. Gave me these adventures for 20 euros, so I thought it was a reasonable price. It's in excellent condition. It's also, you see the notes from the previous owner, and also the usual from this time. The security system. This particular game, when it started, it presented you with a fingerprint of one of the characters in the game, and you had to use your red tinted fake magnifying lens to make out whose fingerprint it was to begin the game. And of course you have the manual that tells you about the story and the characters. It is the characters is the story is a typical murder mystery, but it's very, very nice game. So that's the news for now. Until next time, take care of yourselves, and Stay out of harm's way. Bye.